There's a reason United struggled to build through pressure without him. The reality is, when Lisandro is in that back line, he gives Carrick's system a cheat code. A center back who can receive under pressure, turn, and find a line-breaking pass that skips an entire midfield block. He starts attacks. And the timing of his return couldn't be more critical. United are in the middle of a Champions League race, and every single point matters. Every game seems like a must-win situation. We are going to break down exactly why he is so important in the Champions League run-in for Manchester United and why his return might be the difference between Champions League football next season and not. So we are seeing it a lot in the Premier League nowadays, where teams are quite aggressive in the way that they press. I think now more than ever, teams are extremely disciplined and when they want to go and when they want to sit. We've spoken about this a little bit in my most recent videos when we've analyzed Manchester United's results, win, lose, or draw. And I think United have had a really tough time building from the back. We have seen a somewhat consistent back four of Dalot, Euro, typically Maguire and Luke Shaw, with Lamens obviously being the mainstay in goal. And when I've been analyzing the United games, watching them back, the biggest thing for me that I'm noticing in build-up is United are really struggling to find passes in between the lines from their back line to their midfield and then progressing it to their forwards to attack. Oftentimes what we're seeing is either Lamens is being forced to go long and we are trying to win these second balls, which hasn't been as successful because Bryan Mbeumo has been the starting number 9 for Manchester United. Michael Carrick has opted to go with a more fluid, if you will, front three of Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Ahmad. But I think especially now more than ever, Sesko has to start. And I think Lisandro can actually really raise Ben's game. And I think he can really raise Bruno and Kobe's game as well. Kobe and Bruno are players who you want on the ball as often as possible. It's not helping anybody in the side when United are either going long and losing the second balls, or what happens as well is sometimes they'll go short. Euro and Maguire, for as good as I think they've been defensively, they aren't necessarily progressive monsters or cheat codes like Lisandro Martinez is. Lisandro Martinez is a player who's going to get on the ball and he's more than comfortable driving into the space with the ball. And when you watch Lisandro, and we're going to get into it, he's always looking for a pass between the lines. Lisandro doesn't want to go side to side. Lisandro doesn't want to turn back and play Lamens so they can recycle. Once Lisandro gets on the ball, he has one thing on his mind. Can I progress the ball to my midfielders? Or even, because Ben does a really good job of playing on the shoulder of the center half, he sometimes will drop into the pockets as well when Bruno advances. And he's really good at being that focal point and playing layoffs into his midfielders. The idea, I think all it's going to do, it's going to get Sesko on the ball more. It's going to get Kobe on the ball more. It's going to get Bruno on the ball more. It's going to get Cunha on the ball more because we know Cunha also likes to drop into this space. And I think it's going to lead to a lot less chasing for Manchester United. In the most previous run of fixtures, I felt like the midfield of United and even the attackers have been chasing the ball a lot, which obviously tires them after they're chasing and chasing and chasing. And then perhaps when they get on the ball, they don't have the energy that they need to then burst forward and create attacks. So what exactly am I talking about? Why is Lisandro Martinez so important, not only defensively for Manchester United and what he provides, but of course, in my opinion, his best attribute, his main attribute, what he provides in possession. Here you can see he is in the middle of 3 opposition players. He's received on his back foot. This is not a situation where you probably want any of your center halves to be receiving, facing his own goal with 3 players pressing him. But because he has the ability that he has, because he has the low center of gravity, and because he is so clever, what does he do? He draws in the opposition and with one swift movement gets the ball to his right foot, and Manchester United are out. Again, here you can see This is when Sancho was playing for United. So we know that Sancho is really a player who doesn't like to make the runs in behind. Obviously, that's not what's important here. But you can see that Lisandro is waiting for his winger to make the run in behind the fullback, which is what he should be doing so he can play that pass. He realizes, okay, I guess my winger's not going to make that run, so I need to create something. The whole time he's looking into that channel to play Sancho, but he knows there is a pocket of space and he knows that the opposition are expecting that pass in behind. What does he do? He takes one step towards the inside. He takes a positive touch. And just like that, he has taken two players out of the game and he can progress and United can then go and attack. And it's not just the quality of passes that Lisandro has in his locker and his ability to completely unlock a compact block when United are building. It's what he can do with the ball at his feet as well. He's a very tidy dribbler for a center half. Again, here you see Bruno, you see Weghorst, they're making the run into this space. Lisandro wants to play that pass, but he knows that maybe it's not the right pass to play. What does he do? He takes one little touch inside, and now his teammate is able to receive in the open space, get on the half turn, and United can progress. And this is something I've seen a lot over the last few weeks, and this is something that Lisandro massively helps with. When United get caught, when they get stuck, when the opposition is pressing and they don't have an out, a lot of times they will force it to the fullback, whether it's Shaw or Dalot, and they will essentially leave them with the impossible task of somehow progressing the ball when the opposition fullback or midfielder, whoever's pressing them in whatever shape they're pressing, is right on their back. It ends up going out for either a throw in or one of the fullbacks will try to win a free kick. But what Lisandro's so good at is the disguise. You oftentimes think he's going to go out wide here, but he will find another pass. He will find the better pass. The amount of times when I'm watching the game, I think, oh, he's obviously going to go this way or he's obviously going to go this way because his eyes are telling you, his body shape, the way his head is facing is saying, I'm going to play this way. But he has such a good awareness for the game. His reading of the game is so top level. He sees Sancho in that little pocket of space there. And just like that, he has taken out 4 Barcelona players. This was obviously when we played them in the Europa League. But it is just these qualities that Lisandro has in his locker that are so important for Manchester United. And for me, having him back in the lineup, having him back fit is a massive boost for Manchester United's Champions League hopes. The reality is the run-in is here and they need to pick up as many wins as they can. And Lisandro Martinez is absolutely, when healthy, one of the first names on the team sheet. So next up for Manchester United, it's Leeds. And of course, we know how big of a game it is. We know how disappointing the result was against Leeds when we went to them. When we went to their ground, when Ruben Amorim was still manager, I think we can perhaps expect to see something like this. And I think when we see these moments where Leeds are making it difficult for United to progress the ball in possession, I think this is really what you're going to need. We're going to see a lot of Cunha continuing to hold the touchline. If Sesko starts, he can do a good job of pinning the Leeds center halves, giving Bruno the freedom to find these pockets of space, which he's obviously so good at doing. And if United are going to have any success when it comes to building, we need to get the ball to Lisandro as much as possible. Just like when you're in the final third, you got to get the ball to Bruno Fernandes because he's going to make things happen. Lisandro, like we just saw in the clips, press even against a team who's going to be really patient, who's going to make the midfield extremely compact and make it very difficult for United to progress the ball. He can play this pass and he can even play this pass. He has every single pass in his locker. And not only that, if Leeds decides to sit off of United and let them carry it into this phase, if they're going to sit off, I also think that's where they can get into a lot of trouble as well, because Lisandro is very comfortable with carrying the ball, very comfortable at inviting pressure. That's where you get free man. United can then break the lines. How many times have we seen it? And now United are off and running with these players. So it's either you press him and he makes you look silly, or you sit off and he makes you look silly. It's really your choice. And that's the reality. He is that important to Manchester United. And I just hope that he can stay fit for the rest of the season. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of Lisandro Martinez's return. Obviously, we are now in international break mode, so there is no games to analyze, but I think it is important to look at what United have at their disposal and what is coming down the barrel. Obviously, every single game now is extremely important. United have to do everything they can to get into the Champions League. And like I said in this video, I think Lisandro is going to be a massive boost for Manchester United's Champions League hopes. But that is it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. I would really appreciate it. I will chat to y'all again very soon. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.